everybody, it's Chloe and welcome to my channel Align with Chloe, where I am on the journey of aligning my life to what truly matters to me. Today I'm going to be working on my February budget for the whole month. So you're going to see how I plan out my bills, how I plan out my paychecks, how that all lines up so I can be set for success for the month of February. I also want to explain a little bit my perspective as a budgeter because I am not paid salary. My income is variable, so that can definitely be tricky to budget. Now, it is helpful. I have pretty much a set schedule. I have an idea of how much I'm going to make. I have a range, but it's never exact. So if that's the case with you, if you're paid hourly, if your income varies, if you're even paid, bi-weekly, this might all be helpful for you, some information about how I budget for the month of February. So let's just go ahead and get right into this, you guys. I'm going to open up my planner. This is from Cloth and Paper. I'm still, getting decorations and all of that fun stuff. And I'm going ahead and going to flip over to February. Now, in my month spread on the front side, I have here a goal setting sheet, important dates, bills due, and like a little tracker. So this is one side that we have here. And then on the other side, I have a 2-page spread for the month of February. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out these pages so I can zoom you guys in and we can write a little bit better and get into this month. So I'm going to take out a few stickers and things I'm going to probably use to help decorate. And I'm going to find my bills sticker that I want to be using for this spread. So these little stickers are from Daisy Papers. And I'm going to use these to mark the days that I have bills due. And get ready, guys. It is quite a bit. Okay, I told you I had a lot of bills spread out, so project for another day. I'll see if I can try to line up a lot of my bills on the same day. I feel like it would be much more convenient for me. But now that I have those stickers put down, I'm just going to write in what the bills are just for my reference. Okay, now that my bills are written down, I'm going to go ahead and put down when I am paid. So I am paid bi-weekly, and I do have 2 different jobs. They're both part-time. So I budget bi-weekly, even though, as you'll see, I'm paid on opposite weeks, just because the paychecks together make it a little more worthwhile, so I'm able to put more money around into different expenses. If that makes sense, that's what works for me, but I'm just kind of explaining how that all goes down if you're wondering. So we got our first payday is going to be actually the 1st. I think I'm going to put this down on the bottom. Okay, so the next step is going to decide which of my paychecks are covering which bills. Now, if you are someone who has variable pay, who's paid hourly, and it fluctuates, it might be a good idea for you to split up some of your bigger bills. That way you can be sure that your paycheck will get those bills covered. For example, my rent is rather large, as well as my car payment. Those are two pretty significant bills that I have. Like I said, my schedule is pretty set and I have a rough estimate of how much I'm going to be paid. So I don't typically split bills for the way that I've been paid lately. However, if I have some events coming up where I know maybe spending more money, then that's when I can take into account that and decide if I need to split any of those bills. So I'm going to start deciding which of these paychecks are covering which bills. So rent and the apps and PayPal, those three are actually going to be covered from my paycheck that I had in January. And this is going to be starting the new pay week for me. So I'm going to mark the payday. So I know those are together. And then I know they're going to cover these bills. I just put a dot there because that's the first, and I know that that is going to be rent. So it's good for me to know that this paycheck is going to be covering rent as well. Okay, so next, like I was talking about, any big events that I need to put out on this calendar so that I know I'm going to be maybe doing a lunch date or going to dinner, going to a concert, going to a birthday party, whatever it is, have that written down so you're aware that you're going to have to need that extra money for that event. Maybe you're spending more gas, whatever it is, that way you can see where things will be more tight. So the 14th is Valentine's Day. So I'm just going to draw a little heart here. I'm actually saving up for this holiday, so this shouldn't really affect me much. Also, I do know the 10th is my mom's birthday. And we might be going to the mountains on Saturday the 3rd. Now I'm going to put some stickers on these. Okay, those are marked, and I believe those are the only things I have going on that are more major. I'm also just going to add a couple little decorations. It is still winter, so I'm really liking these kind of snowy tree decoration stickers. Now, obviously the stickers and things like that are totally optional. I just think whatever is going to make you excited to actually budget every month and stick to it, that's what is important. So now that we have our spread laid out, let's go ahead and go back to my monthly overview sheet where it has my goals, important dates, all that stuff. And I'm just kind of going to walk you through what I did here. So I did set some financial goals, and this is always a great idea just to get you on track towards your long-term goals. So I want to try to save $800 this month. I want to pay off my Ulta card. I want to try to pay down my Capital One to $600, and I want to make more income. I also put in some social media goals and some personal goals. I then wrote down those important dates so I don't forget. I also included tax return because I do want to get that done this month. On this side here, I can put my list of monthly to-dos, but let's get to more of the budgeting aspect. So my bills are pretty much set. The utilities can fluctuate. I do know, I think United, I already have my statement, but I don't have my Excel statement yet. So some of this is estimated, but I tend to round up anyways because I personally would rather over budget than be under budget. So I started with my first pay period of when I would be budgeting for those 2 weeks because I'm doing bi-weekly. So I totaled my personal bills, which will equal $596.17, and then my shared bills, my half will be $303, and then I rounded it up to $900. I then went down to the last pay period, which is going to go into March. My bills is going to be $43.75, and our shared bills, my half is going to be $601, totaling to $1,085 rounded up. So that one is a little bit high for sure. So now that I have these two numbers, I'm more aware of how much I'm going to have to be able to make to cover my variable expenses and to reach my other goals that I want to reach for February. I'm not going to do this on camera, but since my pay isn't set, what I would do, and I'm just going to give an example here, I would take my estimated income for the 2 weeks, so let's say it's $2,000, and then I would subtract out your bills. So the bills for those 2 weeks would be $900. So then what I'd be left with is $1,100. And I can kind of then look at what I have going on event-wise to see if I want to calculate around how much my variable expenses are and start to kind of plan. This works for a job like mine where I can pick up shifts. So if that's the case with you, then you can see, okay, my bills are really high these first 2 weeks. Okay, I have this event coming up as well. So I need to make sure that I'm getting paid enough to cover them, or being like, you know what, I'm going to have to split a couple of these bills up. That way I can make sure that they're getting paid. So that's pretty much what I do, because from here, I'm just a paycheck to paycheck budgeter. I'm doing a zero-based budget, so I'm making every dollar have a purpose. Every dollar counts. To get more details about how I would budget down my paycheck, look out for those bi-weekly paycheck budgeting videos. But it's also good to get an overview of your month so that you're prepared, so that you can save in advance, plan in advance, budget in advance. This was my first ever monthly overview budget, so if there's anything that's confusing, just let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to explain, and hopefully my next one will run a little bit smoother. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!